Pneumatic. Basically what we have here is the log splitter. We only got one model. Yes, it's a little expensive, but we're looking at a 9-inch wedge right here versus a 7. We got the kick plates for the log coming back. We got your the plates to keep the logs from falling on your toes and everything. Then we got a 5-inch cylinder, 24-inch stroke, 28 tons, vertical, horizontal. You got your tension bar axle. Nice little log splitter for what it does. Our sales are starting to pick up on it. I know it's not an exciting piece of equipment, but we have it. It helps fill in everything.
And Joe, in the prices compared to some of the other stuff out there?
Well, that's what I'm starting to hear now. I mean, everybody talks about how, you know, the things that's too expensive, but I see one range of stuff real cheap. Then I see stuff that's above us in price, and it's not made as what this one here is. You got the Robbins engine on it, 2 pneumatic tires. So it's a nice little filler when you're in the ARA. If somebody needs something, you're in there with a customer. Hey, you got a log splitter? Yeah, I do.
Have you guys done any comparisons to iron and oak with this?
Haven't had the chance to do that yet.
That's really the
guys.
Iron and oak seems to be at least in my territory.
Yeah, and that's everywhere.
They make a good one.
Yeah.
Everybody compares it to iron and oak. When you look at a log splitter, they talk about iron and oak, you know?
Yeah, that's a good one. It does well. We haven't had a chance to do those comparisons yet. Okay. All that stuff is coming. As you can see out here, everything we've been doing, I got some people on the inside right now trying to catch their breath. Yeah. But no, log splitter, we're going to walk over to the chipper. This chipper, the BC25, is a unique piece. No, it's not a big chipper that's going to take a 6-inch auto feed, you know, throw your wife in there or whatever. This is a small one for a homeowner, small landscaper, needs to get in the backyard. It will go through the gate, narrow enough to go through the gate.
How does it go there?
25 horsepower, Kohler engine. There again, up here on the hitch, 2 pneumatic tires. One of the best features about this is right inside here. And let me see, he tightened me down. Is there a wrench back that way, guys?
What did I see over here?
I got it right here.
And you can pin it.
Yeah, you can pin that, slide it around. I had this open, somebody must have cranked it up. This is one of the beauties of this. If the flywheel gets clogged, by taking out this bolt right here, and there is a safety switch on this, so if somebody takes this out, as soon as I take this out, Pat, yep, you can lay that down and that will...
It won't start?
That's right. You got a safety switch right here. When this comes up, it's decompressed and now it won't start. 14-inch flywheel. What Toro's done when we bought US Praxis, this only used to be a one open single blade.
Yep.
Well, Toro's come in here, we've made the flywheel bigger. We've turned this into a 2 open, 2 double blade, 2-sided piece.
Yep.
The other thing that we've done too is on the back to help the flow come out, get the wood chips out, we just come in here and put these pieces on right here, and also these like wind vanes right here helps pick up and throw everything out a lot better. Centrifugal clutch built on this side right here. Just move the bolts and you can get to everything. You're in the $7,000 price range, so just nice little add-on. I mean, it does a good job. Some people try to do too much with it.
But we advertise it as 6-inch. Why do we do that?
It will take 6-inch. I've done it. Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. It will do it. Yes.
Shorter pieces, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the whole key thing. Somebody take an 8-inch log, 8-foot log, and try to put in there, it starts wearing it down. But yeah, you get the short pieces in there to do it.
Oh, you just got to feed it slower.
Well, that's why it's a manual feed, because also you can tell when it's starting to dull quicker with that manual feed versus the auto feed.
Yep.
This is part of the tote packages we have that a guy can do. There's 3 sets in a tote. He can send them in, get them sharpened.
How much are they?
I forget what those are. They're around the $399 to $499 range on the totes. On these right here, there's 3 sets. When we get over to the small stump grinder, there's 6 sets in a tote.
Cool.
Good filler. I mean, as you see we all get together at the ARA. You get packages together as we run our specials. You know, we get up to a certain range. The guy might need 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 to pop them up into that range. We got the log splitter. We got this. We got a lot of things we can fill to push them up into a next level. We keep them out of somebody else's booth and put a little bit extra money in everybody's pocket. It keeps me a job.
And this is a current production model? Looks like it's been around a little while.
No, I think there are actually a few other different changes on it.
Fenders and stuff?
Yeah, yeah. The fenders are about the same.
Yeah.
Might have some differences back here. Nice.
How big is that fuel tank on this thing?
It looks like about a 4 gallon, 4 or 5 gallon right around in there.
You run all day on there?
I don't know. I don't want to try it all day.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Neil.
Running that thing.
Neil, I don't want to try it all day.
Right.
Running on high.
Yeah, I don't want to try running it all day myself.
Try running what?
That all day, feeding brush through it.
Oh.
So when I go get that little kid across the street, here's $10, start going.
That's right. How you working smart, not hard.
I might be dumb, but as I get older, I get a little bit smarter. So let's go over here to stump grinders. Oh. All right, in our next step of the tree care equipment, log splitter, chipper, we come into 2 of our small stump grinders. We got a 6 horsepower and we got a 13 horsepower. Unfortunately, we don't have the sticks here. Both of them has our quad blades on it. That is patented with Toro. And this is where you got four of these, 3 teeth to a section, and there's 4 sections on this. So I got a tote open up over there. What you're gonna see is 6 sets in there of 4. This is a patent with Toro. As you look at our competitors, they don't have as many teeth on theirs. Now the little 6 horsepower only weighs 104 pounds, and it's made to one person can pick it up. It's got a handle in the middle. It's got the way the arm is set up. You can take the screw out, it folds down, and one person can put it in a car or a trunk or the back seat of something. That one goes up to about 10 inches, down 6 inches. This one here is 240 pounds, 13 horsepower, and with this one here, to make it easier for people to put it in their vehicles, you got handles on it. One person get on one side and the other side, so it makes everything a lot easier. This one goes up to 14 inches, down to 10 inches. To crank it, this is your on and off switch right here. You have to have it held down. Just reach over and pull it. Throttle's up here, or you got one on the side. What a lot of people do is maneuver it into position, lock the parking brake down on the left side, and just wheel it back and forth. Sweep it back and forth.
Yep.
Nice little unit. It does a good job. I think these blades are getting dull here a little bit, or we need to move to another stump. You know, people ask how long this thing stay sharp. Man, it's just like digging in a trench. You don't know what's underneath it, don't know what you're getting into. There's different degrees of how hard wood is, and guy getting into the ground.
Your wear item.
Yep.
You know, bottom line.
This is part of the tote system right here. The next unit we're going to go up to is our STX 26. This is one of the pieces right here that we have took the stump grinding industry by storm. Now, these are green teeth. These are not in the tote. A lot of people get that confused when they get it. I like to get these in the tote. The green teeth are not in the tote. It's just going to be the 6 horsepower and 13 horsepower for these, and then you have your chipper over there that's got the tote for the blades. Now this unit right here, yes sir.
Are we keeping the trencher blades on these as well?
What do you mean?
Straight trencher blades?
I haven't seen those.
Not the shark. They actually have just a straight.
To do small.
Yeah, and they're.
Now Kevin, I didn't know that. We need to know that because that would work great for fencing and stuff, for dog fencing and stuff.
I've been posed that question before, and I found we actually have grinding blades and we have trencher blades.
Nobody knows that, Kevin. That's another feature right there that we can get those more, especially the 6 horsepower for the dog fences and stuff. If you can get that information for everybody, okay? This is why we bring these guys out here. They know stuff I don't know, which is not hard, but but no, yeah, Kevin, I mean, that's another selling tool right there we can go to. Because for dog fences, that would work great. This right here, the STX 26, we've basically took our TX controls, our TRX technology. 60% of this frame is the same thing you're going to see down there at the TRX. So we made it easier for our customers to keep parts. This is a dedicated head. We've gone to direct drive, hydraulics, ease of operation, green teeth, those are the 700s. It has taken everybody by storm. There for a 2-year period, as fast as we made them, we were delivering them. The success of this machine has caused us to go to the bigger 38 over there, and this is my 3rd time putting my eyes on that one.
I saw the prototype at the rental show.
Yes. Well, if you look at this one and even another one they got going, this looks totally a lot cleaner and everything than what the one at that one looked like. But the ease of operation, TX controls, very simple. Joystick. This is the safety switch right here. You hold it down, press up here, there's a little switch up top here, engages the wheel. And this wheel, as we find out and as we play, that unit over there has to be in idle, the crank to get the wheels going. This one right here, you can engage our cutter head at any time on this throttle. Once it's engaged, it's sweep, up and down. Line of sight is great.
Is that sweep?
No auto sweep, it's manual sweep on this one.
Okay.
Don't need it. Now maybe in a couple of years that we'll put auto sweep on it, go back and resell everybody auto sweep and take their old ones back. But this one you really don't need the auto sweep because of the line of sight, and this is more of a feel.
Sure.
Ease of operation.
Thunder, but 38s have auto sweep?
Yes, those do. Yeah. Yeah. The 38s, we put that on there. But like I said, because of the success of this one, now we're going to the 38. Now a couple things as you're going through your territory that hasn't sold this product yet, and your dad walks over, he's going to see this too if he makes it over this way. We was having not issues with the machine, but issues with customers that were doing more with this machine than they were supposed to. And the issues were with the hoses. And they were getting ripped out because of some of the things customers did, especially on these 2 hoses right here. At one time, we had this hose in a continuum going all the way to the back. So if this thing broke, what they was having to do was go to the back, unloosen it, and put a whole new hose on. Now, some of the rental stores got proactive, cut the hose and put their own coupling in there. Well, Toro's seen that issue. The other issue is also people getting it caught down there and cutting the hoses. So Toro now, the ones you're going to see coming out, we've stopped that. We've made it where these here, they don't have to do that. If they break this hose, it comes loose right here. So short hose. Also, these used to be in 45s. That's the reason why we've gone up straight now. We've took all those pinch points away.
We had some serious pinch points.
Yes.
When you're sweeping.
Yeah.
It'd get hung up, and when you go to kick it over all the way, that's pinching.
And the guys that do this for a living, man, they push these things to the limits. Yep. That's why they rent them. And that's where the problems were coming from, was from those guys pushing it to the limit. Now you got the green teeth. On the green teeth, what you do when this comes into a customer, you got 3 cutting edges. First edge goes dull, loosen up the nut, pull it down, flip it, bring it back up, tighten it up. These are getting dull. There again, you can't tell when they're going to get dull just because what you're in and everything else. Now, what we're finding on the green teeth right here, just not on our product, but whoever else has them, the national accounts, they just buy teeth and throw them away. It's cheaper for them to replace these teeth and have their mechanics sharpen them. Now what happens with a lot of mom and pops, through the summertime they'll buy teeth and just replace them as they go. And what they'll do is throw them in a big bucket in the wintertime as things are slow to keep their people busy, their mechanic busy, to let them sharpen them. Now this unit in Sunbelt, this is all they have is this size right here. This competes for the Vermeer 252, Rayco Juniors. The next one we're fixing to walk over to the 38. Probably only about 20% of your rental stores have that. Usually when you go into an area, you'll see 2 or 3 guys that have the big chippers and the big stump grinders. 33 inches high, 12 inches deep, 140 degree sweep.
And rated at how big a stump? Anything? It'll
Whatever you want to tackle, it just depends how you want to go. The other thing about this, if you walk into a rental store, you're going to start noticing. If you walk into a rental store and see 250 hours on this, that means our competitors have 500 hours on it. We have the same cutting speed as their head, cuts about the same. Where we're going to kick them on is our maneuverability. Time they get theirs off the trailer or moved, you're going to be in position cutting a stump, probably have a couple stumps done. And as you play with that one, the reason that one's still sitting there is because of how you got to maneuver it. To steer that one, you got a big stick in the back like the old boat rudders. That's how you move that one around, steer it around. Now they do have it where you can put power steering on it, but it ends up costing.
How does that price out?
Because of this, they've been dropping that price on that one to compete with us. Back when we first came out with that, when you started putting those dual wheels on there because of their tip issues and that power steering, you was probably looking about an extra $1,500, $2,000. But now they've been dropping the price on that. But still, even at that, most people are buying this. Let's walk over to
Same price now, or are they?
Yeah, a little bit less. I've been finding in some areas, but they still do. They still will make you buy the dual wheels, and you about have to buy the dual wheels. Now, Tucson and Arizona a little bit different, but you know, dry desert. But you still have hills there.
Oh yeah.
I've been there. I've seen that.
Top speed already.
Yeah. All right, there again. One thing you're going to see in our TX, TRX, STXs is everything up here is familiar and controls. So a person learns one of these units, they can actually run every one of the units on control. Very simple. Forwards, backwards, we're turning it. Just like the STX over there, we got the same thing on the joystick. Now because this is a bigger unit and they had to put this more in the middle, and this is another reason why this is going to be coming out a little bit later when it's doing their focus groups, because there's not quite the eyesight, line of sight as what we have on this one. That's why we now have the auto sweep on this. The auto sweep on this, basically on theirs you got to turn on and off. This one right here, the way they got the valve set in here and sensors is when you start running this, you move it all the way over to the left or you move it all the way over to the right, all that's going to feel each other and determine how fast the speed of this thing is going to sweep. So everything slows it down, speeds it up, or whatever. Everything is built in. The other thing they want to get feedback out of y'all playing with this today, because you don't really stand to the side on the STX, you're more behind this one because of the way it's designed. This is the rest of your arm sitting right here. So I'm learning this one myself. Let me see what I think the depth on this one here is about 44 inches high. Yeah, 45 inches high, 14 inches deep. Once again, for the maneuverability, access, and everything, 34.5 inches wide, same as our STX. The other thing they're going to say, because of these for curbs, as you'll notice like that, if you look at the tracks, I'm surprised, I guess I have to get y'all more familiar with dingoes. If you look down at these tracks right here, we've brought the drive motor up.
Yep.
Making an angle here to make it easier to get up on curves. Plus, we're not getting, if you're in mud and things along that line, you're not getting as much materials up on it.
Right.
You wipe out less wheel motor seals.
Yeah.
Because those on the wheel motors, if you get a leaking wheel motor, it's pretty much toast because that outer seal is just a dust seal. But when you pack stuff in there and you wipe out that internal pressure seal, that's all she wrote. So if you got a leak there, and it is good that we got this up under the dirt.
And I'm hoping this is going to lead to doing the same thing in our TXs. That's the parking brake right there, Ryan. Now this one here, we put the fuel gauge on it. That's just a dead man right there. In case you get backed up against the wall, all it does is stop everything moving. The engine stays running, but everything just goes to neutral.
like that.
Yeah. Yep. Guys, let's play on it.
When are these going to be available?
First of the year.
Yeah.
first of the year?
Definitely ARA. We're going to do production, I think, in November, December, right in there. Hopefully, we'll get enough done that we can get some out there into demo before the ARA. And as soon as November 1 hits there, you're going to have one of those. Running around in Chicago, I think we should have seen a whole lot more of those in all the stores I went into.
Right.
Well, one of the stores we went into already told me
Right.
why we didn't have it, okay?
Right. You bet. No.
So, all right, guys, let's play with it, see what you think. Please run all of them, and you need to run this one, because this is what our competitors have, whether it be the Rayco, the Vermeer, or a couple of the others, the Carlton. Right now, that's what our competition is. Now, we know they're coming out with something to compete against this, but there's no comparison on this right now. Okay? Rock and roll.